Shalom, and you're now locked in here at Israelite Talk TV, where you get nothing but the raw and the real whenever I'm in front of the camera. So make sure y'all show the page some love, like, subscribe, and share. Shalom and greetings, and welcome back to another episode here at Israelite Talk TV, where you get the full 100 whenever I'm in front of the camera and no paid media points. Now, family, you see the thumbnail, you see the title. Now, I'm coming to you guys with some late breaking news in the Tory Lanez and Megan The Stallion case, okay? And I'm going to be explaining to you how Tory Lanez will be getting released from jail here come April 10th, okay? When he goes back to court for sentencing. Now, I want to send a shout out to my subscribers that follow this channel, the loyal followers that come through here that are always sending me things around the clock. I want you guys to understand that I do see that in the future I'm going to be doing something for you guys, the ones that's loyal, that's constantly sending things, because you know, one of the things about this game, whenever you're dealing with blogging and news, you know, I or none of the other bloggers that's on YouTube is able to be in a million places at one time, you know. So you know, when you guys send things especially things that's credible, it helps us out a whole lot. So I just want you guys to know I see that in the future. I'm going to be doing something for you guys also. But before I get into this article and break this thing down, make sure that you guys subscribe to the channel, turn on all bell notifications. Make sure you like this video and share this video with other platforms, because they're going to want to hear this information also, and give a little bit of commentary on it themselves. And also, the last but not least, if you're not subscribed to me on IG, go subscribe to me on IG. Now, let's get into it. So, there's an article that was put out on Fox 11 Los Angeles, right? I'm going to leave a link to this article down in the description box so you guys can put eyes on it yourselves. But it was put out on December 28th, and it was in regards to the Tory Lanez case and the sentencing, right? And it brings out that it states a judge Tuesday set a new sentencing date for April 10th for rapper Tory Lanez, who has switched attorneys since being convicted of the assault and 2 other charges for shooting fellow rapper Megan The Stallion. So the first thing that I want to point out here is that Tory Lanez is moving swiftly, okay? They wasted no time firing the previous counsel and hiring new attorneys, okay? So that's the first thing, right? Now, the next thing that I want to point out that's very critical is that this new team of lawyers, it says, is expected to file a motion for a new trial, which is set to be heard April 10th. So the same day that Tory Lanez is supposed to be going to get sentencing, the court has already filed filed a new motion for a new trial. So that's going to be heard the same day that he's going to court for sentencing. So if the judge grants that motion, then you can best believe that Tory Lanez will be being released from jail, either, you know, on his own recognizance or by the way of bail. So that's something to be looking for here come April 10th. Another thing that it brings out is that a brief hearing in a downtown Los Angeles Superior Court, Judge David Hereford agreed to rescind an order that had barred the 30-year-old Canadian rapper, whose real name is Daystar Peterson, from publicly commenting on the case. Now, family, this is important right here to understand, right? Because if you notice, Tory Lanez hasn't really spoken on this case. There's been a lot of commentary out there, you know, from everybody's giving their point of view, but he hasn't really spoken on this case. We've heard from Megan The Stallion and, you know, Kelsey, but we haven't really heard from Tory Lanez. And I think this is important, right? Because he hasn't been able to speak on the case. So now he can speak, because it's like they paint this narrative and they run with it, you know. And in my opinion, I don't know, this is allegedly, I wasn't there, just from the outside looking in, it seems to me that because Tory Lanez was smashing both Megan The Stallion and her assistant, okay? And I'm getting ready to get into some of those details here in a few seconds, but he was smashing both of them, okay?
Both of them got into a fist fight. A witness saw that fist fight. Okay. The assistant, Kelsey, had gun residue on her hand, that basically acknowledging that she fired the gun. So it seems to me that Tory Lanez is being railroaded because he's trying to keep some so-called street code. He don't want to be looked at as a snitch or telling what's going on, but now he's in a situation where he's potentially innocent from the fact of shooting his gun. And there's been conflicting statements on whether she was actually shot or she cut her foot on a piece of glass. It's just so many conflicting stories on this case where, I don't see how the jurors just throw this case out. It's stupid, at the end of the day. So I believe that Tory Lanez is going to, when he speaks his side, he's going to tell what's happened, what really happened. And it's just, in my opinion, it's a messed up deal. So, but check this out, though. I want to read some of this stuff that his lawyer had to say, right? Let me see. Let me scroll down here. Okay, now listen to this, right? It says, so his lawyer, this George McDenzie, and I can't pronounce his name. Listen what he had to say on it. It says, Lane's lawyer contended that Megan The Stallion's former friend and personal assistant, Kelsey Harris, was the one who shot her friend. He contended that Megan The Stallion concocted a fake story about the shooting for public reasons, calling her a liar and saying it was a better story to say that Tory Lanez shot her in the feet rather than her former friend. Now think about that, family. So it's a better story. So let's go ahead and just run this man up because it's a better story. It's not the facts, but it's a better story, for headlines. Okay? Listen to this. It says, McDessie, and I can't pronounce his name, I apologize in advance, told jurors that it was a case about jealousy, saying the two women had got into an argument after finding out Tory Lanez had slept with them both. Okay, now let me keep reading this, right? He also said a neighbor reported witnessing a fist fight between the women after the vehicle they were in stopped on Nichols and Canning Road. Jurors heard testimony from that neighbor and heard it a second time when it was read back by the court reporters during the deliberations. So there was a witness that was out there, when the car stopped, that basically saw the altercation between the two women, basically acknowledging that, why would Tory Lanez shoot at something that he wasn't involved? It was the two women that were arguing. You know what I'm saying? They're arguing. Now, something that I want to point out here, right? Because women tend to, and this is not all women. If the shoe fit, then just go ahead and put it on. Okay. To those it does not apply to, you already know this does not apply to you. But we live in a time today where women, and I'm speaking as a whole, when we balance everything out, women on the whole is always looking for a good man. They talk about how men are this, men are that, and da 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 da. But yet you have a situation where this guy was sleeping with Megan The Stallion, and then the assistant also just went on and gave him some and started sleeping with him. So this goes to show you that there's really no integrity among women. And women will sit here and say that it's the men are this and that, but where's the integrity? If this is her assistant and they're best friends, why would she sleep with Tory Lanez? But then they want to say, oh, well, it's the men's fault. The men are the cheaters. The men are this. The men are that. When in reality, it's the women. So if women have all of this integrity and they're top notch and they're this and that, then why would they do that? It's because in reality, and I don't want to get too far off into this, this is because women are jealous. Women are jealous of other women, and they don't want to see them happy and not be happy. So they do stuff like this. And it's going to continue to be like this because this is how the Most High has stated it. And he said that this is what women would do. Okay. Now listen to this, family, as I continue in this article. Lane's attorney questioned why Harris would have had gunshot or gunpowder residue on her as a test determined that she did. If she wasn't the person who fired the shot, and he said police failed to test her DNA to check if it would be found on the weapon. So here you had the woman. You know what I'm saying? This is how they do out here in California, man. This is how wicked these people is. And this is why I said all of this stuff is corrupt out here. So this woman had gunpowder residue on her, you know what I'm saying? But it says that the police didn't want to it said, what if she was the person who fired the shots, and he said the police failed to test her DNA to check if it would be found on the weapon. So why wouldn't the police test to see if her DNA is on the weapon? That's standard procedure. When you get a weapon, you're testing the DNA to see if, you know, who's all DNA on it. But the police, for some reason out here in Los Angeles, did not test to see if Kelsey's DNA was on this weapon. And the reason why is because, as the lawyer said, it was a better story to say that Tory Lanez shot her. Okay. Now this is what I want to close up on right here, right? Now listen to this, fam. It says let me see. They want to be hold on, where is this real quick? It was speaking about in regards to the hush money. Let me see here. Let me see here. Okay. But anyway, the article brings out that they were saying that Tory Lanez basically offered to pay Megan The Stallion $1 million. Basically, oh yeah, right here. It says Megan The Stallion testified that Lanez offered her $1 million not to say anything, and that he said he couldn't go to jail because he was already on probation. So right here, now, this is how corrupt this case is, fam, and this is what I want to close this up on, right? So you have a situation where Tory Lanez is slept with both of these women. They get into a fight. Somebody shoots. Okay. Tory Lanez offers to pay Megan The Stallion $1 million to basically clear her name, and she rejects that $1 million. So the question we got to ask ourselves: what's really going on here? Typically, people, you know, when they do this type of stuff, they want money or something. I don't subscribe to the notion that Megan The Stallion is a civilian. No, you know, they have taken this civilian word and have, you know, they have created a category for people that are they best friends, or people they cool with, or people they like, where they can throw them in whenever they do foul stuff and say, oh, they're a civilian. No, a civilian is a person that's just walking by minding their business. You know, Megan The Stallion was not some waitress at work that was just serving food and got shot, or was just, you know, out on a stroll and messed around and got shot, or no. She represents hip hop in a culture where, you know, you got street rules, you got all of this stuff. You don't speak on this, you don't speak on that. You know, she's not singing gospel music. She's singing rap, trap music. You know, and you know, furthering the corruption of our sisters. You know what I'm saying? And doing all of this stuff that's not righteous. So no, she's not no civilian. She's part of a culture. She's part of a culture that endorses the keep your mouth shut rule. Okay. So she didn't do that. She got on the stand, and then not only that, she was offered $1 million. So why wouldn't she, if she cares so much about Tory Lanez or all of this stuff about Black Lives Matter? And then, like I said, there was conflicting stories on whether if she was really shot or she cut her foot, you know what I'm saying, on a piece of glass. At the end of the day, fam, like I said, man, this stuff is corrupt. These people change the rules whenever they want to change the rules. And the fact of the matter is that this case is messed up. Should have been threw out. So y'all leave y'all thoughts down in the description box. What y'all think about this case? Do y'all think it should be thrown out? Do y'all believe that this guy really shot this woman, or was it really a case of a jealousy because he was sleeping with Megan The Stallion and the assistants? Okay. So let me know y'all thoughts down in the description box. Down in the comment section, and I'll talk to you guys.